Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
When I came back to school this year, I brought my bank with me, and the student checking account at First American National Bank was perfect for me. No monthly fees and no minimum balance, and I can manage my money right from the app. I can do all my banking with text messaging if I want, and I can deposit a check just by taking a photo. It's that easy at FAMB.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
My bank followed me to college.
I took my bank to college with me.
I took my bank to college with me.
It's that easy at First American National Bank.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small-town dealership, small-town prices.
Good evening and Roll Tribe, ICC fans, as we're getting set for tonight's nightcap between ICC and Northwest Florida State. Adam Gore, Michael Upton bringing us action this evening. And, Michael, we just saw Northwest Florida State take care of Marion Military in a big way. Got that win in run rule fashion. They moved to 11-0 on the year, coached by Coach Andy Lee. As ICC fans familiar with that name, he used to be at LSU Eunice before taking over there for the Raiders. And I tell you what, the Indians, they dropped their first game of the day, a tough loss against Marion Military. They got to be on their P's and Q's tonight because this is a softball team that can swing it in the form of the Raiders.
Indeed. We saw them put together several runs each inning, including a 9-run third inning last game where they just put several home runs over the fence.
And so this will be Emily Robinson, M-Rob, to throw out this First American National Bank opening pitch. And it's going to be in there for a strike. It comes your way at 6:25. This is Stewart, the second baseman, that is leading things off here. It'll be Stewart, Pippin, and Gibson due up here in the top of the first inning. There's a grounder. It is going to go to the shortstop. Going to have to hurry. The throw is over in time for the out. Gets the speedy Stewart out 6-3 for those of you scoring at home.
So M-Rob comes into today's game. 3 appearances, 3 wins, 0 losses, 15 innings pitched. She's given up 14 hits, 4 runs, only 2 of those earned. Has only walked 3, but has struck out 18 and carries an impressive 0.93 ERA for the Indians.
That pitch is going to be fouled off and out of play. This is Pippin who is catching here in the final game of the evening.
Pippin carries an impressive .455 batting average for her team. 15 hits on the year, 12 runs scored, 5 doubles.
That pitch outside for a ball evens things up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Gibson will be up next, the DP here for the Raiders. There's a ground ball. Third baseman finds it, throws it across the way in time for the out. 5-3. 2 away now, and this will bring up the number 3 batter, DP Gibson.
Very good start for M-Rob to get these first couple batters to ground out and get out of the way quickly.
So with 2 away now, Indians trying to get back in that dugout here. Chilly evening in Fulton. as this one fouled back for strike one. Been a nice day for softball. Full day, started at 1:55. We actually got a little early start on that first game of the day, and that run rule game got us back on track, as this one was scheduled to start at 6:30, and we actually got a little bit early start here. This pitch fouled back for strike two. 0-2 now is the count.
Yeah, busy week full of athletic activities, and today no exception, with softball and high school basketball being held at the Davis Event Center.
Tennis was on the road against UT Southern. They were playing in Decatur. Swing and a miss for strike three. The first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the evening here. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Raiders there in the first. We're going to keep it here. Take a look at tonight's Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works starting lineup, and let's start with the Raiders.
For Northwest Florida, leading off was Stewart at second base, followed by Pippin catching, and there ending up the inning was Gibson, the DP. Next time up to bat will be Hardy, the first baseman, followed by Thompson, the third baseman, and then Shira in right field. Next will bat Hammonds in left field, Broussard in center, and they will wrap up their lineup with Hood, the shortstop. Their pitcher in this game is Brunson.
That is your starting lineup there for the Raiders of Northwest Florida State College. And now for the starting lineup here for ICC, once again being presented to you by Coke. ICC and Coke, now that's a winning combination, and Coach Kelly Beth Ernest hopes she's got that same winning combination put together here in the nightcap.
Leading off for the Indians again will be Skate Thompson playing second base, followed by Sammy Day Jones in center field. Batting third is Smith at first base in this game. Tyree will be catching, followed by Gillian, your DP for this game. Wolf will play third base. Bishop in right field. Turner at shortstop. And the last batter in the lineup will be McVeigh in left field. And as we mentioned, Emily Robinson is your pitcher.
So it'll be Sarah Kate Thompson to start us off here, also known as Skate. She's playing second base. Had a little rough go at it in that first game of the afternoon, so looking to redeem herself here this evening against the Raiders. Bronson in the circle, and a wicked breaking pitch there at the knees for strike one.
Brunson comes into today's game having been in 5 games and carrying a 5-win and 0-loss record. 4 of those games have been complete.
So she is off to a nice start to her season as this pitch fouled back off the netting, and that'll go for strike two.
She's pitched 28 innings, given up 26 hits, 9 runs, 8 of those earned, walked 12 and struck out 21, and carries a 2.00 ERA for the Raiders of Northwest Florida State.
So 0-2 now is the count. Here to Skate. That pitch missing low and outside. Good eye. Holds off on that one. 1-2 now is the count.
Skate came into today batting .385 for the Indians, but as you said, struggled in game 1 and really wants to pull that back up here.
So waiting the 1-2 pitch. Dribbler, third baseman finds it, zips it across, and gets it in time. Impressive arm there as that one. Anytime Skate hits one on the infield, it's going to be close, but that time got her by a step and a half. Did Thompson there. And so now with one out, this is going to be Sammy Day Jones coming to the plate. Sammy playing in center field. So with one out and nobody on here, Day Jones will dig in at first pitch on that outside edge for a strike. So 0-1 is the count. One out, nobody on. That pitch a little outside, but gets enough of the area to call it a strike.
Well, we saw this same home plate umpire in game 1. No, I take
No, say this, yeah, not different guy.
Different guy, okay. Didn't know if we get that same kind of call in that corner.
Yep. There's a dribbler up the middle, shortstop, throws it over and gets it in time. 6-3 on the putout. 2 away now. And now this will be Smith coming to the plate. Smith had a pretty good first game of the day. She was hit by a pitch, reached on an error, and had a couple of singles in that 7-4 loss in game 1 to Marion Military. And a big swing and a miss there for strike one.
She also overcame quite a nasty collision in the foul territory with Rain Rippey as well.
So swing and a miss there on the first pitch. 0-1 now is the count. 2 outs, nobody on here for the Indians in the bottom of the first. This pitch fouled back. 0-2 now is the count here on Smith. So Smith's going to have to protect the dish here. 0-2 is the count. 2 outs, trying to find a 2-out rally here. Bronson looking to return serve as there's a ground ball. The third baseman runs up and misses it. So that's going to be E5 on the play there, as that one just rolled up her arm. Like she was kind of judging the runner to see what kind of speed she had before she got the ball. And so Smith finds a way to get on again.
Yeah, looked like Thompson may have just pulled her eyes up just a second before she actually had the ball clearly in her glove, and unfortunately that often will cause just a little bit of a hiccup for an infielder.
So now this will bring up Riley Tyree to the plate.
Red hot Riley Tyree.
Absolutely, as she'll dig in with 2 outs. This is going to be a foul ball. And so just let it go for strike one. Yeah, you mentioned it. She is 9 of 10 from the plate with 10 RBIs in the last 3 games. That'd be good for a month.
Yeah, so she's definitely pacing the Indians at the plate.
So that first pitch foul, so it goes for a strike. That pitch inside, and he's going to call that one the strike.
Goodness.
So apparently the umpire likes that left side of the plate for strikes. We'll see how that goes throughout the night, as now 0-2 is the count. That pitch missing low and outside. Snap throw down to first. Not in time, as Smith slides back without an issue, calls time, and we'll get up. So 1-2 now is the count. Runner at first is Smith with 2 outs. Tyree at the plate. Reaches out, grounds this one. Going to be trouble. The pitcher finds it and throws it over in time. 1-3 on the putout to end the inning. We've played one in Fulton. We're scoreless between ICC and Northwest Florida State. We'll take a break and hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
Want to make a good living? Come learn a skill at Max Home. Upholstery trainees start at $15.50 an hour. Our upholsterers average $23 an hour and can make above $28 an hour on production. We're also offering a $500 sign-on bonus to experienced upholsterers. Max Home is hiring for all positions and is willing to train quality people. Max Home makes all their custom-built products in the USA. Join the best, train with the best, be the best. Max Home, Bolton, Mississippi, and Max Home, Sulligent, Alabama.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're just moments away from the start of the second inning here. ICC was able to put a runner on via error, but couldn't get anything going there in the bottom of the first. So we're scoreless here. Due up in the top of the second will be the 4, 5, 6 batters. This will be Hardy, the first baseman, starting us off. Then Thompson and Ciara will follow up there here in the second.
Hardy comes in batting .500 with 15 hits and 11 runs scored, has 5 doubles and 3 home runs, and leads their team with 12 RBIs.
This is that first pitch in there for a strike. Well, we say those stats. We say that
True,
coming
that's
into
prior
this
to
series.
the previous game.
Because I think they hit 4 home runs as a team in the Marion Military win.
Yeah, and 13 runs scored. Really raised some averages.
This one sent out to right field, and it's reeled in out there in right. I believe that's Taylor Bishop able to get that one in. And so 1 out now, and this will bring Thompson to the plate. So Thompson, who is playing third base, she's already shown off that she's got a cannon of an arm over there at third. And watching her in that Marion Military game, she has got speed to burn.
Indeed, that's what really impressed me earlier.
That pitch missing outside for a ball.
Along with that speed, she's batting .417 for the team. 10 hits, 9 runs scored, 3 doubles, 7 RBI.
So 1-0 is the count. Swing and a miss there. 1-1 now is the count here. M-Rob in the circle here for the Indians. So 1 ball, 1 strike, and nobody on. That pitch in there for a strike at the knees. 1-2 now is the count.
That was a well-placed pitch, and if Emily can keep that up tonight, she'll really be able to work those batters.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on here. Top of the second. No score between ICC and Northwest Florida State. Dribbler up the middle, and it gets past the shortstop. That'll go for a hit there as it just weaved its way through traffic and got out to center field. And so a 1-out single by Thompson, and now this will be Shira.
I think Shira.
Shira will come to the plate now. She's playing in right field. That pitch in there for a strike.
The freshman is batting .412 for the Raiders. Has 7 hits, 5 runs scored, 2 doubles, 1 home run, and 7 RBI on the year.
Takes that first pitch for a strike. Fouls this second one off, and it'll be 0-2 now. The count here on Shira. Showing my age, I want to say Shira. You remember the cartoon?
Shira, Princess of
Yeah,
Power.
when we were growing up. That's
exactly. And she was the cousin to
He-Man.
Thank you very much. Good job.
What was He-Man's name?
Adam.
There you go.
Prince Adam.
There's a grounder to second. Going to get the flip over to the shortstop in time to get the fourth, so it'll be a fielder's choice. 4-6 on the putout. 2 away now. And this will be Hammonds coming to the plate. She's playing in left field this evening. Smart play by Skate over at second to get the lead runner out there. So 2 away. That pitch to the knees, throw down is not in time, as that will be a stolen base. And there's just an example of that speed. Once you get them on base, if they got nobody in front of them, they probably got free will to go when they want to. And this is a foul ball. That'll be strike 2. So 0-2 now is the count here to Hammonds, the left fielder.
That stolen base will give Shira her 4th of the year, and she's been caught stealing once. So
impressive.
4 out of 5 isn't bad.
I was just saying it's impressive the person that threw her out. 0-2 pitch coming. Swinging and a miss for strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout, and a big one there as that one ends the inning. 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We'll move to the bottom of the second. ICC in Northwest Florida still scoreless as we move to the bottom of the second inning.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you. for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small town dealership, small town prices.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still scoreless. We head to the bottom of the second inning. For ICC, it'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters due up. Gillian, the DP, Wolf, the third baseman, and Bishop, the right fielder, scheduled up here for the Indians. Bronson still in the circle for Northwest Florida. That pitch missing outside for a ball.
Gillian did not start in game one today, but she did come in as a pinch runner.
So she got a 1-0 count on her here to start us off in the bottom of the second. No score. That pitch missing outside. 2-0 now is the count.
She comes into the game batting .444 with 4 hits, 3 runs scored, 3 RBI, 2 walks, and 1 stolen base.
So 2-0 is the count. Infield playing at regular depth. And that one nearly hit her.
Yeah, she twisted just out of the way of that one. Catching that in the hip.
I understand taking one for the team, but I'm with her. I wouldn't want to take that one.
Yeah, Brunson's not throwing up slow.
No. Especially on a cold night like tonight. 3-0 is the count. Brunson's pitch coming. That one right down the middle for a strike. Taking the whole way that time was Gillian. 3-1 now is the count. We'll remind you tomorrow these two teams will try to play a doubleheader. First game of the day will start at 10 o'clock. Rain expected that afternoon. And,
a little high and outside to me, but
a little bit of a gift there as now the count goes full at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. As we're in the bottom of the second. So Gillian's got to guard the dish here. Swing and a miss, 4 strike 3. That is going to be the first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day there for Bronson. And now this will bring up the third baseman, Avery Wolf. So Wolf will dig in with 1 out and nobody on. Wolf awaiting this pitch here from Bronson. That one in there for a strike.
Wolf playing third base in this game, did not play in game one. Comes in batting .375 with 3 hits, 2 runs scored, 3 RBI, a walk, and 2 stolen bases.
Behind the count now, 0-1. Swing and misses on that one, couldn't catch up with the fastball. 0-2 now is the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Nobody on here for the Indians. Bottom of the second, scoreless here between ICC and Northwest Florida. Swing and a miss, 4 strike 3. Back-to-back Renaissance Bank strikeouts. And now this is going to bring up Taylor Bishop, the right fielder. Bronson has found her groove here in the bottom of the second. Quickly recording 2 outs.
Yeah, we went from having a lot of contact in that first inning to not putting the bat on the ball yet here in the second.
So Bishop at the plate. Looks at that pitch in there for a strike.
Bishop, a sophomore, did not play in game one today, but comes in batting .333 with 2 hits, 1 run scored, a triple, 3 RBIs on the year.
So 0-1 the count here to Bishop. Looks at that one, and it's in there for a strike. Well, right now, Bronson's like, here it comes, do something with it.
Yeah,
and she is filling up the zone.
And against these right-handed batters, she's doing a great job of catching that outside corner.
So 0-2 now is the count here. Bishop's got to guard the dish. And wow, that one.
Outside, Adam, outside.
Outside in the other batter box, but called strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down, go the Indians in the bottom of the second. 3 straight Renaissance Bank strikeouts. We're scoreless after 2 complete. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the third inning, where to be the 8-9-1 batters due up here for the Raiders. Broussard, Hood, and back to the top of the lineup in Stewart. As Broussard will start us off here. She's playing in center field, also batting in that 8 spot. Emily Robinson still in the circle here for the Indians. There's going to be a grounder. It's going to go foul for strike 1.
Broussard is a sophomore, batting .381 with 8 hits, 7 runs scored, a double, 3 RBIs, and 4 stolen bases.
So after that foul ball, 0-1 is the count. No outs here in the inning as Broussard is starting this off. That pitch drifts high for a ball. 1-1 now is the count.
When you got a batter that wants to do that kind of that running swing, it'd be nice to do the off-speed pitch and catch them looking here.
Well, the infield is in this situation, and swing and a miss for strike 2. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on here. Top of the third inning. Broussard having to guard the dish here. Slow roller, going to be trouble. That's going to be an infield single.
That was laid down about as well as you could without bunting it.
I would say she got just enough of it to roll it forward out of the batter's box, and that's one of those right there. You just hold on to it and say, all right, you got us on that one. And so now this is going to be the number 9 batter, shortstop Hood. I imagine we'll see Broussard in motion after the speed we just saw there. This pitch foul back, strike 1.
Yes, again, 4 for 4 in stolen bases so far for Broussard, so definitely would expect her to take every chance she can to get to second.
No score, top of the third inning. No outs here in the inning. This pitch fouled back and out of play, strike 2.
Hood comes into today batting .308, 4 hits and 6 runs scored, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, and 8 RBI. So a little bit of power and speed mixed into the bottom of this lineup here.
So 0-2 is the count here to Hood. And come on now.
That was the same spot that Bishop rang up on the end of the bottom of the inning. So
maybe just a little too low for the umpire's liking, but too close not to call it after seeing that one called earlier. 1-2 now is the count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Throw down. Not in time, though. That was close.
Very close. I think she just got the fingertips in there.
That is the 3rd Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Imrob. Almost strike him out, throw him out situation there.
Yeah, good job by Smith to gun that down there and almost catch her. Not Smith, I'm sorry, Tyree is catching this game, so.
There's a grounder. Third baseman's going to look him back, throw over. Going to try to get to double play. No. So 5-3 on the putout of Stewart. Works as well as a sacrifice bunt as the runner was able to go from second to third in that situation. And now this will bring up the catcher, Pippin. So Pippin will dig in with the runner at third, 2 outs. No score here in the top of the third inning.
She grounded out to the third baseman back in the first inning.
This one, it's going to be trouble. It will drop for a base hit, and this will score a run. Well, nice job there by Pippin. Didn't get solid contact, but got just enough of it to put them where they ain't, as they say, as that one dropped in shallow left field. Pushes across a run, and now it's 1-0 Northwest Florida. And Coach Ernest wants to come out and have a quick word with her ladies. We'll take a timeout and hear from First American National Bank and be back with more right after this.
Show your school spirit with our exclusive debit cards. Represent ICC with a special card design you can only get from First American National Bank. You'll show your support every time you use the card. Support ICC with a Spirit debit card from FANB.
And welcome back. No changes made there. Just basically want to make sure everybody's on the same page, get them settled down. After a nice hit there by Pippin, he said just dropped it over the head of the third baseman and was able to push across the run. And so now it's 1-0 Northwest Florida. Rob's like, I need a ball.
Kind of hard to make the pitch without it.
Yeah. So a runner at first with 2 outs. This is Gibson at the plate. She struck out swinging in her first at bat. Takes that first pitch for strike 1. She's the DP here in the nightcap. And that one in there for strike 2.
There's that floating corner again.
I'm going to say that floating corner. That's a perfect way to say it. That one looked to be a little bit outside, but caught enough of the plate for the umpire's liking. So 0-2 now is the count. And that one's going to miss. Almost a carbon copy of the previous pitch. 1-2 now is the count. So 1-2 pitch coming here from Imrob. Ground ball, foul ball. We'll stay at 1-2. Want to welcome those that are watching in support of the Indians this evening and say a special hello to those that are watching in favor of Northwest Florida. Hope you guys have a little bit warmer weather down there than we do. 1-2 is the count. Swing and a miss. Ball's on the ground. Going to have to throw it down to get the out, and they do so. And that's going to be another Renaissance Bank strikeout there for Imrob. 1 run scored is 1-0. Northwest Florida will take a break. Hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Hey, honey, could you help me with this? Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we now head to the bottom of the third inning here. ICC trailing 1-0 after an RBI single by Pippin that scored Bouchard in the top half of the inning. ICC is going to try to battle back here and see if they can put a run of their own on the board. It'll be the 8-9-1 batters, Turner, McVeigh, and Thompson scheduled up here for ICC. Turner looks at that first pitch in there for a strike.
Turner did not start in game 1 earlier this afternoon, but she did come in as a pinch runner. Comes in batting .500 on the year for the Indians.
Takes that first pitch for a strike, swings late on the fastball. 0-2 now is the count. Brunson is mixing up her speeds well. She's hitting her locations, so if you can hit your locations and mix your speeds up the way Bronson is right now, you're going to be extremely tough. Their breaking pitch falls out of the zone, but a swing and a miss for strike 3. That is 4 straight Renaissance Bank strikeouts. Renaissance Bank, they are the bank that understands you. Visit RenaissanceBank.com to find out why. As now this will be Maggie McVeigh coming to the plate. Maggie entered as a runner in the first game. Shows bunt, can't make contact. 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. Nobody on here with 1 out in the inning. McVeigh fouls this one off. 0-2 now is the count here on the left fielder.
McVeigh comes into the game batting .429 for the Indians. 3 hits, 3 runs, an RBI, and a stolen base.
So we're going to have to protect the dish here with the 0-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Bronson is dealing right now 5 straight strikeouts now. We go back to the top of the lineup. And Sarah Kate Thompson. Thompson calls time. Going to head down and talk to Coach Ernest.
Maybe Coach Ernest has been able to see something that could help Skate after watching these last 2 batters strike out.
And so 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the third. 1-0, Northwest Florida with the lead. And this is going to be hit but foul. Strike 1.
She kind of waited on that one, was able to get a piece of it. Unfortunately, it went foul, but.
Unless she might have got that off the end of the bat because she was shaking her hands.
Yeah, jammed her in there.
Yeah, after she hit that one. So 0-1 now is the count here. This one lifted. Left fielder's going to have to hurry and will make the play, though. A line out to left. Great coverage out there in left field. That's typically down, but Hammonds showing off some speed, and the Indians go quietly. We'll take another timeout, hear a few words from our sponsors, and be back with more right after this.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renaissance Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the 4th inning. 1-0, Northwest Florida with the lead here over ICC. M. Rob still in the circle here for the Indians.
M. Rob, 4 strikeouts so far in the game.
She'll be greeted by the 4, 5, 6 batters here for Northwest Florida. It's that first pitch missing for a ball. It'll be Hardy, Thompson, and Shira scheduled up.
Hardy, the first baseman, flew out to right field to lead off the second inning.
1-0 is the count. And that pitch misses. 2-0 now as that one falls off the table just a little bit too soon. So 2-0 now is the count here to Hardy, the first baseman. Couldn't catch up with the fastball there. 2-1 now is the count. So 2 balls, 1 strike, no out. Hardy leading us off here in the top of the 4th inning. All speed and in there for a strike. 2-2 now is the count.
Good job of battling back here with back-to-back strikes after being behind.
So Hardy will dig in with the 2-2 count now. Nobody on as she's starting us off this inning. Swings on this one. Dribbler to the first baseman. Will scoop it up, step on the bag, and that'll be out number 1. Well, nice job getting a little routine ground ball to first there. As that was Smith who scooped it up and stepped on the bag for 1 out. Now this is going to be Thompson coming to the plate. She had a single, but was erased after a fielder's choice. That was back in the 2nd inning. Swing wildly and misses that one. 0-1 now is the count. I think she was trying to see where the ball went before she hit it that time.
Possibly so. And we know she's got a lot of speed both on the base path and as a defender, so really want to get ahead of her on this count.
That pitch just missing low. 1-1 now is the count. Little drop ball that dropped too early. 1-1 now is the count with 1 out and nobody on. That pitch missing inside. 2-1 now is the count here to Thompson. So M-Rob's going to try to reset here. Behind the count, 2-1. Goes off speed, gets it, evens up the count at 2-2.
Yeah, that off-speed pitch has worked really well for her so far in this game.
We talked about Bronson. She was able to mix up her speeds well. M-Rob coming back and showing she can do the same here in the home half of the 4th inning. And that was going to be fouled off. Or excuse me, I said the home half of the 4th inning, actually the top of the 4th inning. So 2-2 now is the count. 1 out, nobody on for the Raiders of Northwest Florida. That pitch drifts high. Count goes full now at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Rob's going to have to dig deep here. Set to deliver. And a borderline pitch, called a ball. Well, she went for that inside corner and didn't get it. First walk of the evening here by the Indians. And so with 1 out and a speedy runner at first, this is going to bring up Shira to the plate. Apologize if we're saying that name wrong. Swing and a miss, strike 1.
She reached in the 2nd inning on a fielder's choice. Later stole second base, but was left stranded there after a strikeout ended the 2nd inning.
There's 1. Are they going to be able to turn 2? No. Well, he was getting ready to punch her out, then changed his mind.
Swung the fist, and it swung into the open arm.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to say. If
he got both of them in there.
If he was going to call that a double play, Coach Lee would have come unglued. There's no question. She beat that by a step or 2.
Yeah, for sure.
But they do get the fielder's choice in that situation, so they do get the lead runner.
Little Enrico Palazzo umpire in there.
So this will be Hammonds at the plate. Lifted that first pitch low for a ball. He sure enough, he had that fist ball, drew back, getting ready to punch her out, and then got halfway through the punch and called her safe. A little flair for the dramatics there, if you will. So 1-0 is the count to Hammonds. That pitch outside. Maybe one of those, maybe to see if the runner might have been going in that situation. 2-0 now is the count. Hammonds struck out to end the second inning. Finds herself ahead in the count here, 2-0. And that pitch missing low. 3-0 now is the count.
And watch Shira on this one. Already stole one base in this game and came in with 3 on the year, so batter may take, but runner may go.
That one called a strike. Looked like it was kind of low like the last pitch, but got enough of the zone to call it a strike. 3-1 now is the count. There's a dribbler off the glove of the pitcher. Going to have to hurry and not going to be able to get there. It just couldn't quite get to it. That'll be an infield single. I don't know that a clean play would have been able to get Hammonds out at first. So now with runners at first and second, this is going to be Broussard coming back to the plate. She singled and scored a run in her only plate appearance so far this evening.
And showed a lot of speed.
I don't think this team is short of speed at all from Northwest Florida. It's that pitch on the outside, but missing low for a ball.
Yeah, she had a swinging hit that just acted like a bunt and died, and she got down that line fast and continued to get around the bases.
So 1-0 is the count. There is 2 outs in the inning. That pitch up a little bit higher this time, finds that outside corner. Evens things up at 1-1. Again, remind everybody these two teams will meet again tomorrow with a 10 o'clock First American National Bank opening pitch here from Fulton. That pitch comes inside, and
she almost ran right into it.
About ran into that one. 2-1 now is the count. Not a bad idea to come back inside on the batter there. Keep her honest as she was creeping out towards that outside edge. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Indians trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. That one paints the outside corner. 2-2 now is the count. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. We're in the top of the 4th, 1-0. Is that pitch missing low and outside. Couldn't get her to chase one. Good eye on the part of Broussard that time.
Yeah, these Northwest Florida batters have typically looked patient. You haven't seen a lot of chasing in neither the game we watched earlier versus Marion or this one, either one.
So the payoff pitch here. Grounder, and it's going to be foul. That was a break for the Indians there because they kind of caught them pinching in on the play that time, and it was hit hard enough to get by the third baseman. But luckily that one bounced foul. If not, everybody would be running for days. So the count will stay full. Rob getting set to deliver the pitch here to Broussard. This one fouled off. And we'll do it all over again. So the runners will reset here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Lots of speed on the bags here for the Raiders. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
She went back to that off speed and got her because she knew she was going to be jumping out there ahead of it.
Big time Renaissance Bank strike out there to get out of the jam. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. ICC trailing this one 1-0. Back with more right after this.
So when are you going to get me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle and the Renaissance mobile app. Let's Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.
Little Caesar slices and sticks with half pizza, half Italian cheesesteaks is back, so you'll never fight over dinner again. Get hot and ready slices and sticks or order online for new jalapeno or bacon sticks.
Pizza, pizza.
It's a Little Caesars Pizza pregame with Pals, Pepsi, and pizza.
A pizza pregame with Pals, Pepsi, and pizza.
Totally.
Thanks, Matthew Pafford.
Order online before games and you could win the Total Touchdown prize pack.
Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0 is your score as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. For ICC, it'll be the 2-3-4 batters due up. Sammy Day Jones, Jesse Smith, and Riley Tyree. Jones grounded out 6-3 in her first appearance of the evening. Swings on the first pitch she sees, pops it up, back and out of play. That'll go for strike one. So 0-1 is the count here to Day Jones.
She was kind of cool in game one today after being pretty strong earlier this week in the series against Northwest Shoals.
Not sure what the umpire was doing there. He's kind of digging up a little bit of the dirt. Don't know if he might have been just trying to straighten up the line. But 0-1 now is the count. Shot up the middle is going to get through. Base hit for the Indians. Well, nice job there. First hit of the evening here for the Indians. Return to sender as that one hit right back up the middle. And now this will be Smith coming to the plate. No outs and a runner on first here for the Indians. Smith reached on an error in her first at bat. Indians like to string together some runs here, see if they can manufacture a run to tie this thing up. This pitch fouled off out of play, strike one. 1-0 is the score. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. This is Bronson still in the circle here. Smith at bat for the Indians. That pitch high and outside. Might have been a pitch out to see if the runner was going in that situation. 1-1 now is the count. Smith looking down the side, getting the signal from Coach Ernest. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. That pitch missing high. 2-1 now is the count.
Smith again, getting the signal from Coach KB.
Indians do have a runner at first in Day Jones. She's got good speed over there. This pitch is fouled off. 2-2 now will be the count.
She is 3 for 4 in stolen bases so far.
It would be good if the Smith could just drop something over the head of the shortstop and let it ride to the fence.
Big gap there in left center.
They are shading her towards the right side, as you see there on the screen. That pitch missing inside for a ball. 3-2 is the count. So now the count goes full here. And if you're the Indians, get on base any way you can here.
Indeed.
First time we've seen Bronson start to waver a little here in the game. 3-2 is the count. No outs and a runner at first. And there's going to be a flare out to the right field. Right fielder makes a diving catch. The throw is not in time. What a heck of a play out there in right field, but not only the play, but the wherewithal to pop up and throw that one to first and make it close.
Yeah, great job by Jones to get back in there and avoid a tag.
So if you're Smith, all you can do is just tip your cap and say, good play, because if she doesn't make that catch trying to dive to get the ball, Day Jones scores without an issue. So 1 out now. And this is going to be Tyree at the plate. She grounded out to the pitcher in her first at bat and fouls this one off and out of play for strike 1. So 0-1 is the count, 1 out, runner at first here for the Indians. Bronson set to deliver. Slow roller, second baseman's going to find it, tosses it over. And that works just as well as a sacrifice bunt. Score that one 4-3 on the putout. So now with 2 away, this will bring up Gillian to the plate. Well, they say it all the time, whether it be baseball, softball, 2-out hitting is what separates your mediocre teams from your good teams. So now here's an opportunity for ICC to come up with a clutch 2-out hit.
Especially with that runner in scoring position.
Gillian's late on that one, tried to check her swing, but I believe it was a strike either way, whether she swung at it or not. 0-1 is the count. So no balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs. Bronson trying to get out of this inning here with a runner at second. That pitch in there for a strike. And the snap throw down is not in time. One of those where Day Jones, she might want to get back a little bit more purpose.
Yeah, you got to pay sharp attention. They've been watching the runners on first, second, anywhere their ICC puts them. They're not going to be lazy with it.
So 0-2 now is the count here to Gillian. That pitch missing low, good eye to hold off on that one. Not a bad spot to miss either. Because if she does make contact, it's either going to be a foul ball or just a slow roller back to the pitcher. So 1-2 now is the count. 2 outs, runner at second. ICC trailing 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. And and the throw back to second, not in time. But I'm with you, Michael. I thought that was strike 3 there, but
based on some of his other calls. But
we'll say a break for the Indians as the count now evens up at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner at second. Indians trailing 1-0. Gillian fouls this one back off the netting and stays alive here at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Tying run is at second here for the Indians. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that pitch called a strike. It came in hard on the batter that time. She stepped out of the way, but the umpire sees it as strike 3. So the Indians can't cash in with the runner in scoring position, as we'll take a timeout. Hear a few words from our sponsors and be back with more right after this.
Ever since we opened our doors in 1964, Davis Ford in Fulton has been committed to providing the highest level of customer service and customer satisfaction. That level of commitment is shown in our 18 Ford President's Awards for overall customer experience. Whether you're looking for a tune-up, a trade-in, or a new F-150, the team at Davis Ford is here to serve you. Come see us today in Fulton. Call us at 662-862-3711 or visit us online at davisfordsales.com. Davis Ford, small town dealership, small town prices.
Age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of severe vision loss in adults over the age of 50. Symptoms are gradual loss to see objects clearly. Objects appear distorted in shape. Dark or empty areas appear in the center of your vision. In a comprehensive eye exam, your optometrist will perform a variety of tests to determine if you have macular degeneration. For questions or concerns, call Cagle Eye Center in Fulton at 862-EYES, providing professional comprehensive eye care to the people of Itawamba County and the surrounding areas. CagleEyeCenter.com.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now as we shift to the top of the 5th inning, ICC had the tying run on second but couldn't cash in there in the bottom half of the 4th. 1-0 is the score in favor of Northwest Florida. And for the Raiders, it will be Hood, then back to the top of the lineup in Stewart and Pippin. At pitch. Ooh. That one looked pretty low there, but called a strike.
Hood struck out back in her first plate appearance in the 3rd inning.
So 0-1 the count. Here to Hood. That pitch missing low. 1-1 now is the count. Hood playing shortstop. Defense hasn't had to do a lot today for the Raiders as Bronson has really kept the bats quiet, and that called a strike. So I believe 1-2 now is the count. So waiting the 1-2 offering here from Imrob. And that one's going to fall short. 2-2 now is the count. But yeah, when you got someone dealing like Bronson, you don't mind playing defense behind her because you're going to watch a lot of the softball game. She's got 6 Renaissance Bank strikeouts on the evening. 2-2 pitch coming here. Ground ball, but it goes foul. We'll stay at 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. 9-1-2 batters due up here for the Raiders. Waiting the 2-2 pitch here from Imrob. Time is taken by the batter. So 2 balls, 2 strikes as she digs back in here. Pitch coming. And that one just missing low for a ball. Now the count goes full at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Hood, Stewart, and Pippin due up here. 3-2 pitch coming. Grounder, it's going to be a foul ball.
Another one of those that, thankfully for ICC, it goes foul. Otherwise, she's running for days.
That one was, again, the kind of pinching in on the defensive side and just blistered it, but as you said, it did go foul. So we stay at 3-2. Do it all over again here. Imrob's pitch coming. Rip right to the third baseman. Throw over is in time for the out. 5-3 for those of you scoring at home. You know, I say that every year, and I don't even know if anybody still scores baseball and softball games while they're watching.
I guarantee there's somebody.
I do it, and even if I'm sitting at the house, and I try not to do it, but I just catch myself
out of habit
doing it.
I enjoy it when I'm live at a game. I'll be honest, when I'm at home watching MLB or college or whatever level, I don't do it at home, but I keep up in my brain.
So with 1 out, there's going to be another grounder. Testy here, going to have to throw in time. Yes, it is. Nicely done there. That Stewart, plenty of speed to burn. Got her by half a step, and now there's 2 outs.
Wolf showing good defense out there at third base night. That is the 4th 5-3 put out of the evening.
Yeah, she has been solid over there so far. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. And now this will be Pippin at the plate. She had an RBI single in her previous at-bat. Stands in and takes that first pitch for a strike. But, yeah, I most definitely score games when I go watch them in person.
Oh, yeah, it's fun, especially if you get to go to MLB game. Get the program. They still print the box in the program so that you can score it.
This pitch foul back. They actually now have figured out how to make more money. The last few I've been to, they sell them separately. So you either get the program and the scorecard, or you just get one, not the other. Because that's what I like to collect the programs and the scorecards.
Maybe they'll develop an app for that next so we can score it on our phone.
Ooh, we might have just made our first million. As that pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 1-2 now is the count. I guarantee you there's an app for that.
Oh, I'd be shocked if there wasn't. It may not have made any money, but somebody's done it.
Yep. So 1-2 now is the count here to Pippin. 2 outs and nobody on. Pitch coming. Waited on it, popped it up, and it's going to drop. A diving second baseman couldn't quite get to it. And just like her last hit when she dropped it over the head of the third baseman, just pops that one over the head of the second baseman. And now she has 2 hits on the evening and extends the inning now with 2 outs. She'll be at first. And this will bring up Gibson to the plate.
It was a good effort there by Skate to try to get out there and laid out for it, but just too far.
Like we may have a change of batters here. Or see if they might try to get in a runner. We'll see. 20 is at the plate currently.
So that's going to be pinch batter. Randy Mew? It's Louisiana name, so I'm going to say it wrong. But
let's go with Mo.
I believe Mo, because you're going to pronounce that A-U-X. Yep. So Randy Mo.
At bat, number 20,
As I heard some players say, get on one, Mo. So we're going to go with Mo.
Yeah.
So she will dig in here, first at bat of the evening. Takes that pitch in there for a strike.
Mo is a freshman, batting .227 on the year, 5 hits, a double, and 1 home run.
So 0-1 is the count, 2 outs. There is a runner at first for the Raiders. That pitch missing outside for a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Indians trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. See if they can get back to the plates and make something happen, as that ball is going to be foul. 1-2 now is the count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at first, 1-0, Northwest Florida with the lead in this one. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Or excuse me, top of the 5th inning, I should say. I'm not keeping up with my stats right over here. That's the reason why I've messed that up a few times. Still getting in that baseball, softball mode. Speaking of baseball, for ICC fans, Game 2 was called due to darkness. So they didn't get that one in. Down at Calhounas, there's a slow roller to the third baseman. And the zip across for the out. And the Indians get out of the inning with no damage done. And you can combine, who is that? That's Wolf and Smith for tying the world record for most assists and putouts in an inning. As we'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Hey Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family, Roll Tribe!
Bottom of the 5th, number 6, Avery Wolf.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as Avery Wolf will start us off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Wolf struck out swinging. She was the second of 6 strikeout victims. Tell you what, ICC has seen a couple of really good pitchers in these 2 games today, probably 2 of the top pitchers in the country. And so the Indians trying to find a way to figure out the riddle that is Bronson. Breaking pitch on the outside, couldn't hold off on that one, swinging, strike 1.
But it is a great opportunity for the team to get experience early in the year against some great competition like this before we get into the grind of our conference season.
That pitch hangs up high and outside, evens things up now at 1-1. That's the reason why you play these games. Yeah, you want to win them all, but get some experience and get some of the top talent in the country and see where you stand on that, where you need to work at, and get a little bit more confidence, as you said, later on this season. 1-1 pitch. Couldn't hold off on that one as she did go around on the swing. 1-2 now is the count.
You know, Marion that we played earlier today is someone we see on a yearly basis. We're used to them. This team, not so much. And they pull talent from all over the country. A lot of good talent on this team, as we've seen in both games that they've played. So a really good experience for our team.
1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Just couldn't hang off of that outside pitch. That's the 7th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the night. And now this will be Taylor Bishop coming to the plate. Bishop struck out looking in her only appearance so far in the contest. Shows bunt, pulls back, but takes it for a strike. So 0-1 is the count here to Bishop. She's playing out in right field. And late on the fastball there, 0-2 now is the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on base here in the bottom of the 5th. And swing and a miss. She ticks it, but held on to there. And that's going to be another strikeout.
Now at bat, number 5.
Well, the 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 batters, they have all struck out. All 8 of them so far that have come to the plate. So the bottom half of the lineup trying to find something here for the Indians. So that pitch missing outside. So there's 2 away for Turner, who is coming to the plate. 1-0 is the count. Turner going to dig in here and try to spark a 2-out rally. That pitch missing low for a ball. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. That pitch finds the outside corner for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. Wind blowing out of the ballpark, starting to pick up a little bit more. Blowing out towards left field. This one fouled off out of play. We'll go 2-2. That's how I usually tell everybody. That's when you know it's going to rain around Fulton, when the wind is blowing the direction it's blowing. Because typically it's a softball field. It goes from dugout to dugout.
Yep.
Crosswinds. But this one is blowing basically from home plate out to the scoreboard. So expect some rain. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 3 up, 3 down, go the Indians. 9th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game. We've played 5, 1-0, Northwest Florida with the lead. Let's hear from Renaissance Bank and be back with more right after this.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renaissance Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the top of the 6th inning. ICC trailing in this one 1-0 to Northwest Florida. Adam Gore, Michael Upton bringing you this action. CJ Adams taking photos of today's games. You can see those on ICCimages.com. Raphael Henry shooting some secondary camera out there, unless he's frozen somewhere, because he was out in center field. I don't see him anymore.
He slid into the somewhat warmth and protection of the home dugout area.
Don't blame him one bit on that one. Lee Adams, he is either on his way here or is already here. He's been out in Decatur. As there's a shot, and it's going to be off the glove of the third baseman. That'll go for a hit, but a smart play there by McVeigh to quickly get that one back in. As that time Wolf had just very little time to react to the ball. And it looks like we're going to get a runner in this situation here. Number 7.
It's going to be Cameron Carver.
So Cameron Carver entering to run.
Freshman from Blakely, Georgia.
And so with nobody out, here comes trouble in the form of Thompson. She's 1 for 1 with a walk. She's been erased twice, however, by fielder's choices. And so, first time in a while, or actually maybe first time since the 3rd inning that Northwest Florida's gotten the leadoff runner on. That pitch outside corner for a strike.
Taking a look at Carver as the pinch runner, she does have 2 stolen bases on the year.
So she will take over at first base. 0-1 is the count here to Thompson, the third baseman. Bunt shown, foul back, and 0-2 now is the count. We're going for that sacrifice, or actually probably going for a bunt for an infield single as with the speed of Thompson, because she got down the line in a hurry.
Yeah, you definitely want to advance the runner over, but with her speed, you're looking at getting 2 for 1 here.
So 0-2 now is the count. Thompson got to guard the dish. Reaches out, fouls that one off to keep the at-bat alive here, 0-2. Well, that's kind of been the difference in this game. You see the Raiders able to foul off a lot of pitches. ICC struggling to make contact on some of those outside pitches.
Especially the bottom half of the lineup, as you alluded to in the last inning. The top half making contact, the bottom half not even getting a chance there.
That pitch high and outside. Good eye on the part of Thompson to hold off on that one. Runner at first with no outs. We're in the top of the 6th inning. 1-0 Northwest Florida with the lead. One-two pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. Runner will go and will safely take second.
That's why you put her out there.
So swinging strike, but a stolen base moves the runner into scoring position. That is the 6th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the evening here for M-Rob. As this will be new batter here.
Yes. Number 18, Sophia Jones, freshman from Pensacola, Florida.
So Jones getting her first at-bat of the evening. Digs in with 1 out and a runner at second. Looks at that one. Checked her swing, but called a strike.
Jones is batting .571. 4 hits, 4 runs, a triple.
Coach Lee thinking what I was thinking. I thought that pitch was awful low. I knew she checked her swing. He asked if it was on the swing or the pitch. Umpire said on the pitch, and Coach Lee was like me. He's like, it was at her ankles. So a swing and a miss there. 0-2 now is the count. That strike zone's been floating. Yeah,
we've learned today with both umpires, it's all relative.
Yeah, the strike zone is floating today, but it's been floating for both teams. And that's at the end of the day all you can ask. 0-2 pitch coming. That one a little too far outside. 1-2 now is the count here. So this is Jones?
Yes.
Okay.
Sophia Jones.
Write my name down on the book there. 1-2 now is the count. 1 out, runner at second. 1-0 here in the top of the 6th. Northwest Florida with the lead. This pitch popped up deep to right field. Right fielder go back, make the play. It'll be a deep enough ball to allow the runner to tag up there. So a nice at bat there by Jones. Moves the runner closer to the plate there. There's 2 outs in the inning. We talked about it for the Indians. 2 out hitting can separate good teams from the mediocre teams. And now here's a chance for the Raiders to come up with a clutch 2 out hit.
Hammonds got a single in her last at bat after striking out in her first attempt.
Infield creeping in here, anticipating the slap hit. And that pitch across for a strike. So 0-1 is the count here to Hammonds. Indians trying to find the exit. Right back up the middle. Imrov snags it, tosses it over in time, and gets the Indians out of the inning with no damage done. Clutch play there by Emily Robinson. As we'll head to the bottom half of the inning, ICC trailing this one 1-0. Back with more right after this.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Show your school spirit with our exclusive debit cards. Represent ICC with a special card design you can only get from First American National Bank. You'll show your support every time you use the card. Support ICC with a Spirit debit card from FANB.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the bottom of the 6th inning for ICC to be the 9-1-2 batters due up. McVeigh, Thompson, and Day Jones. ICC trailing this one 1-0. They have yet to figure out the riddle that has been Bronson. She has struck out 9, has only allowed 1 hit. Another base runner has reached on an error. She's issued no walks so far in the contest.
Maybe checking on the defensive replacements here.
We'll make sure they got everybody in that they need to get in this situation. So they are making those changes here. So McVeigh struck out swinging in her first at bat, but she made her earn that strikeout. She fouled off a handful of pitches. McVeigh looks at that first pitch, missing low for a ball.
Brunson has struck out the last 4 Indian batters she's faced.
She struck out 5 in a row, all 5 of the bottom half of the lineup, trying to repeat that here as McVeigh. Oh, wow, they did not say she went.
Appeals to
okay,
first.
got to appeal that. She did. I was thinking she went as well. Thought the Indians might have caught a break there, but a good job by the catcher to ask the home plate umpire to appeal. Even the count now at 1-1. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 2-1 now. The count here to McVeigh. She's playing out in left field. Awaiting the 2-1 offering here to McVeigh. She's going to foul this one off. Evens things up at 2-2 now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. So we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. McVeigh hammers this one. Third baseman finds it. Throw is over in time. Heck of an arm.
Yeah, she's been quite impressive.
5-3 on the putout of McVeigh. That was tough because she had to reach across her body, and her momentum was carrying her away from the base where she squared around because McVeigh's not slow. She squared around and gunned him down there, and a nice job there over at third base by Thompson. Now this is going to be ICC's version of Thompson. Sarah Kate coming to the plate. Swings on this one, fouls it off. 4 strike 1.
Kind of jammed herself a little bit there. Kind of late swing. Got that off the end of the bat. Fouls it down the left side.
1 out, nobody on here. 0-1 is the count here to Thompson. Bronson wanting a new ball in this situation. Don't know what the dew point is, but I imagine
Gotta be getting close.
It's got to be getting close to it here. It's rather chilly out there, and we can feel a little bit of a breeze here in the press box. And she's going to attempt at it. They're going to call it a strike. 0-2 now is the count. Makes me happy we're inside calling the ball.
Yeah, it is nice to have this little window. I see fans with heaters, blankets, all kinds of implements to stay warm out there. But it's still a good crowd despite that.
And this pitch fouled off. We'll stay at 0-2 here to Skate. Remind you, come back again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. If you can't make it out to Fulton, we'll have the broadcast of Game 1 between ICC and Northwest Florida coming your way right around 10 o'clock. 0-2 is the count. Skate. This one is going to drop, and this could be for extra bases. Going to have to hurry, and she's going to slide in safely. That ball didn't roll like you thought it normally would when it gets to the outfield.
Kind of makes you wonder, you asked about dew point a second ago. Maybe that grass is getting a little snug out there.
And so that was the second hit of the game for the Indians. And a clutch hit there for Skate, as she will represent the tying run now with 1 out, and Day Jones coming to the plate. Jones singled in her previous at-bat. You've got some good speed on the bases now in Thompson. Jones looks at that first pitch high for a ball. One thing you got to do to remember here if you're Skate is the catcher is not afraid to throw behind you here.
Indeed. Skate is 3 for 4 on the year on stolen bases.
Looks like Northwest Florida wants to come out and kind of talk about this situation here. We'll take a quick timeout and be back with more right after this.
They say Diet Coke is a mom's drink. Well, you copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music. Now, copy her drink. Drink what your mama gave you.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
And welcome back. No changes made there. Just want to get everybody on the same page here for the Raiders. They lead this one 1-0, but there's 1 out and a runner on second here in the bottom of the 6th. Sammy Day Jones at the plate. She's got a 1-0 count. Indians trying to rally back late in this one. Jones awaiting the pitch. That one catches the outside edge for a strike. 1-1 now is the count.
That was a good pitch there. If you're the batter, you got to let that one go. Looks like it's going out, so kudos to her for catching that corner.
So 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Runner at second, 1-0. Northwest Florida with the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Day Jones looks at that one. There's that throw we talked about. Not afraid to throw behind the runner in that situation. So you got to know.
Pippin has a good arm.
Got to know you got to get back there. And a good job by the second baseman to block that one up and keep the runner at second base. 2-1 now is the count here today. Jones. Ball in the dirt, gets away, and she's going to be there.
Make that the 4th stolen base on the year for Skate.
Call that one advance on the wild pitch. She didn't go until the ball was in the dirt.
Gotcha.
I would like to call it the stolen base, but so 3-1 now is the count. Tying run at third base with 1 out. Day Jones takes ball 4. First walk of the evening here by Bronson, and this is going to bring up Jessie Smith to the plate. Jessie smashed the ball, but was caught out on a line drive to right field in her previous at-bat. She did reach on an error in her first at-bat of the day. So now ICC with 1 out here in the inning. Tying run is at third base. Go-ahead run is at second. Smith at the plate. Bottom of the 6th. This one popped up and out of play for strike 1.
See ICC superfan Kate Adams out to fetch that foul ball.
Go.
Glad to have him out here tonight.
Take him a little while to get out there, but he'll go get it. So 0-1 is the count here to Smith. Tying run is at third. Shows bunt. And they're going to try the play. They're going to come home with it. And they score the run.
The old Andy Kirk.
And we're tied at 1. And so the go-ahead run now moves over to second. And 0-2 is the count here on Smith. And so now Smith has got to guard the dish here. Dribbler over to third, and that's going to be a good at bat there as the runner, or should be over to first. The runner advances to third. 3 unassisted there. And now the Indians see if they can come up with a clutch 2-out hit. And this is going to be Riley Tyree, who was red hot coming into this game. 0 for 2 so far here in the nightcap.
Need to get her back on track right here.
You've got Day Jones, who's got good speed over at third base, representing the go-ahead run here for the Indians. This pitch fouled off, strike 1. Well, the Indians would love to find a way to get that run home here. That way they may not have to worry about batting in the bottom of the 7th.
And Imrob's pitched well enough at getting the go-ahead run here could make the difference.
So 0-1 is the count here to Tyree. Beautiful breaking pitch that came right back in on the plate. 0-2 now is the count. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. 1-1 is the score. And Tyree goes down swinging on that one. And a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout, but the Indians do pull even. We've played 6. 1-1 is your score. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Mantachie, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
Ooh, fumble. Let's give her a Renaissance replay. Make the right call with Renaissance and get cell phone protection with Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking. Sign up today.
$5 for my own money?
That's a bad call. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking with ATM refunds today.
And welcome back now as we head to the top of the 7th inning. 1-1 is your score. ICC gets a double out of Skate, and she scores on that fake fall, draw the throw. I'm going to have to reference my rule book to see if that was a steal of home, but she technically advances on the throw, what all that's called. It's either way it goes, it worked to score the run. That's all that matters.
That's right. Gets it in, gets the Indians tied in this game and ready to go.
Rob still in the circle here. There's going to be a slow roller, and the toss over is in time. Nice cover there. That was Thompson erasing Broussard. 1 out now here in the top of the 7th. And now this will be Hood coming to the plate, the shortstop who is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. So 1 away and nobody on here for the Raiders in the top of the 7th. That pitch just missing low.
Man, that looks good to start.
1-0 is the count here to Hood. Well, this has been an instant classic right here, folks. There's a shot up the middle, and that's going to drop for a base hit.
I believe that hit Rob's visor and pushed it back.
That was returned to sender for sure. As that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th hit of the game for Northwest Florida. And they're going to send in a new runner in this situation.
So number 1, Autumn Vessier.
So Vessier will come in to run with 1 out. We're in the top of the 7th. This is going to be Stewart coming to the plate. That was the 7th hit of the game for the Raiders. ICC has only managed 2 tonight. 1-1 is your score, 1 out. Stewart will come to the plate here for Northwest Florida. Runner at first with 1 out. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. Emily Robinson in the circle still here for the Indians. It's been a heck of a game between her and Bronson of Northwest Florida. Easily 2 of the top pitchers in the country doing battle tonight. There's a slow roller. Shortstop's going to try to go to second, then throws it to the outfield. Runner will head to third, and she'll get there without an issue. Oh, tough break there. Costly error by the Indians. So Coach Ernest is going to come out there, talk to her girls here, try to calm them down. We'll take a quick break and be back with more right after this.
The slices and the sticks.
All I ever wanted for dinner was pizza, Marcy. And all I ever asked of you was steaks.
Don't choose. Get Little Caesar slices and sticks. Half pizza, half Italian cheese sticks. And Dane's awake.
I smell bacon.
End the dinner drama with hot and ready slices and sticks. Or order online for new jalapeno or bacon sticks.
Pizza.
And welcome back now. Runners on first and third here for Northwest Florida. We're in the top of the 7th inning. 1 out. And this is going to be Pippin coming to the plate, and she has been hot. 2 of 3. Her last 2 at-bats have been singles. She had an RBI single back in the 3rd. So the go-ahead run is at third base here. 1-1 is the score here in the top of the 7th. Foul ball down the first base side. See how the defense sets up here, and they're going to play regular depth in this situation. The Indians would love to turn a Little Caesars double play here. Pippin at the plate. Looks at that pitch in there for a strike. Really surprised Northwest Florida has not put that runner in motion yet to try to take the double play out of this situation. 0-2 now is the count here to Pippin. That pitch out, runner does go, and they're going to cut it off and try to throw it to third. So runner does get the stolen base. Now the count goes 1-2 here. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Pippin at the plate. Robinson in the circle here for the Indians. Trying to find that second out here. 1-2 is the count. Imrov's pitch. Slow grounder to third, and then that one airmailed, and it's going to allow 1 run to score. And they're going to get the second. No!
I thought the runner was out at first.
Well, the runner should be out at first.
She's standing at first and then ran to second.
She ended up at second.
He's sending her back, but she should have been. He's calling her out.
Okay, so he is calling her out.
But then there's going to be an E3
and then
on the throw.
E3, so it would be 5-3 on the putout. And then the score, both scores on E3. Oh, 2 costly errors for the Indians here in the top of the 7th. Makes it a 3-1 contest now with 2 outs. That's youth for you, though. I mean, you get a young team in this situation, trying to make a play for their team there, and an unfortunate mistake allows those 2 runs to score, and it's now 3-1 in favor of Northwest Florida. Ground ball, and it gets through the wickets of the shortstop, and it's going to roll out to the fence, and that'll be a double. One of those, the ball just did not bounce up as it just hit the ground and looked like a tee shot of yours, Michael, hit the ground and ran.
Clearly. I don't know. I think mine will run that far.
But it was just one of those that she came up to make a play on, didn't get the glove on the ground, and that will go for a hit. So it'll be a double in that situation, and Northwest Florida trying to tack on some insurance runs here. They've already scored 2 so far in the top of the 7th.
They just brought another pinch runner to second base, Riley Gibson, running him, who was originally in, that Mew replaced.
So Gibson will re-enter in this situation. Indians looking for the exit, trying to keep the damage to a minimum here. 3-1 is the score. Northwest Florida with the lead here in the top of the 7th. And swinging miss for strike 1. This is Hardy at the plate. She had a single her last time up. She's 1 for 3 on the evening so far. Holds off on that one. 1-1 now is the count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Shot right back up the middle. Imrov gloves it, throws it over in time for the putout. 1-3. Well, the Indians got a little work to do here as they do put 2 runs on the board in the top of the 7th. Does Northwest Florida to take a 3-1 advantage. We're going to take the timeout here. A few words from our sponsors and come back and see if ICC can rally again here in the bottom half of the 7th. Back with more right after this.
If this just cost a little bit less.
Let's take a look at that with the Renaissance replay. Make the right call with over 400,000 shopping discounts right from the Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking app.
Might be a little while before I get to the bank.
That's an incomplete pass. Let's give it a Renaissance replay. Renaissance Mobile Check Deposit. Make the right call and open an account with Renaissance today.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the 7th inning, ICC trailing 3-1 after the Raiders able to cash in on a couple of errors for the Indians to put 2 on the board there in the top half of the inning. India's going to try to string together some hits here, but these 5 through 9 batters, Bronson has dominated all night. She remains in the circle here for the Raiders. That first pitch going to miss low for a ball. This is Gillian to start us off.
Well, these 5 through 9 batters are due, so looking to see who can come through and keep this inning going and keep this game alive for the Indians.
So 1-0 is the count here to Gillian after that low first pitch. Late on the fastball, count evens up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs here. Bottom of the 7th. Well, the Indians were able to come back in the bottom of the 7th to defeat the number 9 team in the country in LSU Eunice to start the season. Do they have a little bit more magic left in them here against Northwest Florida? That pitch in there for a strike. 1-2 now is the count to Gillian. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. That pitch.
Very inside.
The batter turned to avoid it. Umpire, though, has been given that inside corner. And it was called a strike. Looking strike at that one. That is the 11th strikeout of the game for Bronson. And we'll have a new batter coming in this situation. And this is going to be Alberson coming to the plate. She'll be batting in place of Wolf here. So Alberson getting her first at bat of the game this evening. That pitch missing high and outside for a ball. 1-0 is the count, 1 out. 3-1 is the score. Northwest Florida puts 2 on the board in the top half of the inning after a pair of errors by the Indians. That pitch missing outside. 2-0 now is the count. Right now for the Indians, you need a base, at least 1 base runner on. Would love to have 2 or more in this situation.
Yeah, but just got to start with 1.
So 2-0 is the count here to Alberson. Chases that outside pitch. Missing. 2-1 now is the count.
Yeah, she knew when she reached for that one that was not going to work out well for her.
So 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Alberson coming to the dish here, trying to spark the bats for the Indians. Looks at that pitch and calls it a strike. He's called it all night. You got to know as a batter, you got to come up to the plate to protect the inside part of the dish.
And if you saw Gillian, that's what the call she got rang up on.
So 2-2 now is the count here to Alberson. Bronson that time a little bit too far inside. Couldn't get the call there. 3-2 now is the count. So Alberson looking at a 3-2 pitch here coming up from Bronson. 1 out. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout. My, oh my, Bronson has been clutch tonight for the Raiders. That's her 12th strikeout of the game.
We're going to have a pinch batter here. Emma Rose Thompson coming in place of Bishop.
So now this will be, as you said, Emma Rose Thompson coming to the plate with 2 outs. So you just got to spark a 2-out rally here for the Indians. They trail at 3-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. That pitch, nice frame job. Pulled that one back up in the zone. Umpire gives him the strike there. 0-1 is the count. Oh, 1 pitch coming. That one on that inside corner. It's in there for a strike. 0-2 now is the count.
She gets ahead 0-1. She goes right on that inside and gets that call every time.
Don't be surprised if she don't go right back there this time here. 0-2 is the count with 2 outs and nobody on. Goes outside instead, gets strike 3. The 13th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game for Bronson. Impressive night for that young lady as ICC drops the heartbreaker by the final score of 3-1. We'll take a timeout and come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report and talk this one over right after this here on the ICC Sports Network.
Playing on tour takes years of dedication, hours of practice, focused precision, and nerves of steel. That's how you become great at the game, but not how you should bank. That's why Allie Ewing chose Renaissance Bank. Their easy-to-use app makes banking a breeze, no matter where she is. Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
This broadcast is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars in Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, Davis Ford, First American National Bank, TM Realtor Agent Ricky Murphy, Max Home, the ICC Baptist Student Union, Cagle Eye Center, Bank Okolona, Sam's Town Market in Manatee, State Farm Insurance Agent Brandon Poland, the ICC Wesley Foundation, the ICC Foundation and Alumni Association, and donations to the Sports Information Indian Club from viewers like you.
And welcome back to the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC falls in the nightcap, dropping a 3-1 decision to Northwest Florida. Adam Gore, Michael Upton here, and Michael, just your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, we saw for the second time today a very dominant pitcher out of Brunson in Northwest Florida. As you said, I believe she had 13 strikeouts on the night, kept our batters confused and off pace, and especially that bottom half of the order 5 through 9, she just dominated all of them. Great pitching from Emrod for ICC, only allowed 1 earned run on the evening. A few defensive miscues in the top of the 7th cost us the lead and the end of the game, but overall a great effort by the pitching. Just couldn't quite get the bats going.
Yeah, pitching duel for sure tonight. Your final line looks like this for Northwest Florida. They had 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. For ICC, 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors. Those 2 errors proved to be costly there, as you mentioned, in the top of the 7th. Northwest Florida, they improved to 12-0. ICC falls to 6-2. These two teams will square off again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. They're going to try to get in 2 games tomorrow. I'm going to just be honest with you, folks. I will be surprised if they get them in both tomorrow, with the weather expected to come in a little bit after lunch, maybe right before 1 o'clock. But that will be at 10 o'clock, First American National Bank opening pitch tomorrow here. We'll be right back here on the Red Channel for that as well. So for Michael Upton, Raphael Henry, Lee Adams, C.J. Adams, Kate Adams, who ran down that foul ball earlier. He's probably still trying to chase it down right now. This is Adam Gore saying so long from Fulton. We'll see you tomorrow right back here on the Red Channel.
So when are you going to get me back for the pizza?
Oh, personal foul. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make a successful handoff when you transfer funds to friends and family with Zelle in the Renaissance mobile app. Let's give him a Renaissance replay. Make the right call for 24/7 roadside assistance and sign up for Renaissance Rewards Extra Checking today.